Welcome traders to our start of week technical analysis video. So going over things, as you know, this blue vertical line represents the last point in which we left off. As you know as well, the distance in between our end of week and start of week isn't by much. As you can tell, we've only really got maybe 15-20 candlesticks, so not a lot of time since our last technical analysis. However, we do like to still do our start of week technical analysis just to go over what has happened since our end of week and what we can sort of see happening in the overall general bias for gold this week. So I'm going to go ahead and go to minute 15 to start things off. So if you remember from our last technical analysis, we found this support area here at the top of this at this triple top, where we saw price test this same sort of level of around 2776. Price then came to test it one more time, and we ended up having a breakthrough. As you can see, price continued on, and we neared to the all-time high before price broke back into this 776 and 771 consolidation range marked by these two horizontal green lines. And then, as you can see, prices then continued on downwards. As we said, we had two sort of we had these two paths marked in here representing sort of things that could have happened. As you can see, none of them really went considerably to plan, but we definitely saw this move play out, where we saw a breakthrough and then a retest and then a break up higher. But as you can see, we found price touch the 2785 level around 20 to 30 pips off of our all-time high, and then has dropped down. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab a path. So as you can see, we had that break, that push above, and then sort of the retest back in, and then we came close to our all-time high. Price then came back down to the support of this consolidation range, tested it multiple times before we had one initial push again, where we tested a previous support and previous resistance, giving us a break and retest pattern. Price then came just below this level of 771, and then resulting in price breaking down. And then we had another significant break and retest pattern. If I go ahead and mark up the rest of this chart real quick, and I will go over that break and retest pattern right now. So if I go ahead and delete this eclipse, because it's not too much information, we don't really need that anymore. So as you can see, we had this this test here, and as you can see here on this level, it is tested as a support on that 771, indicating to us that it is a break and retest pattern. So yeah, that's that. Definitely have that break and retest pattern that we was looking for there. If I go ahead and just sort of escape now, just go back to the eclipse, the cursor, and just delete these drawings. So continuing on, as you can see, so price came down, tested break and retest pattern. We saw price come around this PRY of 2757, broke up a little bit, and then came all the way down to test our point of interest of 2748. Price then surpassed this level of 2757, where we initially began to test when we saw this initial drop, and then price has continued on bullish. So we're going to go ahead and go to our hour one. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and go to our hour one. Just have a look what's going on in the higher time frame. So as you can see, we have surpassed this key level that is marked around this resistance that was found at around 2760. If we see price continue on bullish and push past these fair value gaps being price in the market, which is undetermined. So around here is a fair value gap. So what we'll be looking for is price to break through this fair value gap and break up back above the 271 area. As you can see, the hour's only been open 20 minutes, not a lot of volume inside the market. We are definitely inside the London session. It is 10:20 GMT. So yeah, we're definitely inside the London session. However, start of the week, you don't really see too much volume once market is opened. It's just sort of finding its feet. So we're going to go ahead and go to our weekly. We haven't had a look at our weekly in quite a while. We're going to go ahead and zoom in. We're also going to go ahead and delete this eclipse. This blue vertical line. So as you can see, last week was extremely bullish. We broke past and finished above this level of around 2746, which is definitely positive. And as you can see, this first day has been bearish, and we are now pushing up. So looking at the higher time frames for weekly, the most likely thing that we are going to see is a complete push. As you can see, we have had this bullish move. the most likely level that we're probably going to see is that 800s tested, but as you can see with the volume, if this same volume sticks and we have the same sort of week, most likely we'll continue to somewhere near to the 2900 level. That's for the higher time frames. If we go down a little bit and we go to the daily, you'll just be able to see what I've spoke about just in a little bit more detail. So as you can see, again, we did have a bullish day yesterday. I say yesterday, it's sort of a mix between the Friday close and the Sunday open. So yeah, that was the Friday. So we pushed up to test near our all-time high, and then the bears pushed price back down. As you can see, the start of since last night on Sunday at 10 p.m. GMT, the market opens for us in the UK, and price became bearish, testing that level of 2747 as I just spoke about, which, as you can see previously, was definitely where we created the left and right shoulder on this head and shoulders pattern. So again, we're seeing some bullish confirmations here, price giving us our retracement, and then the bulls pushing price back up. If price continues, if this candlestick today or the next couple of days turns into a bullish candlestick, the most probable move that we will see is a surpass of the level of 2800. However, if we go to our hour 4, we're going to keep going down our time frames and just mark up what's going on. So as you can see, we have had this bullish move for quite a while, as I spoke about in our last technical analysis. But if we just draw a path from here, as you can see, we are just sort of continuing on upwards. And the most likely thing that we would see again is a bullish move. However, looking at the hour 4 on the lower time frame compared to the weekly and the daily, we could see this move here, this bullish move, to push into around to test this same level of around 2779, close to our all-time high, and then sort of consolidate down again to around 2758. So that's a possible scenario for the hour 4. Overall bias for the weekly is definitely going to be bullish as of right now. There's just, in terms of price action, in terms of candlestick formations, in terms of candlestick structure, we are definitely seeing a bullish move take place. Again, on the hour 1, you can see that we are now seeing that retracement that we are seeing on the higher time frames that I just showed you. This is that retracement here. So we had that initial bearish push, the test of around 2748, and then the bullish push up. What I'm going to go ahead and do is go to our minute 5 and just go over like a really short and low time frame level and just sort of see what is going on. So as you can see, we are actually testing a low time frame level here, where we have tested as a support. Again, if we can sweep this liquidity area, we most likely see price continue on to that 2771 area. Again, if we see price break through this level of around 2764, sorry, we most likely will see price come up to test that 2771 area. If price surpasses, most likely we'll come back into this consolidation area between the ranges of 2776 and 2771. However, we could test this same level as a resistance. As you can see here, it is quite a strong point within the markets as of right now, and we could just sort of see price start consolidating between the 771 and 2764 ranges. So that's a possible scenario for the short term. However, looking at the current price action we are seeing, with this minute 5 candlestick closing in roughly 15 seconds, if price sort of holds at this level, we could just see a test of this level as a resistance, dropping price back down to 2757, and then continuing on bullish. But yeah, overall bias and overall the most probable move as of this week, and short term, long term, all of the above, is going to be a bullish move. However, you will also going to see some slight retracements in price, but the overall bias for this week will definitely be a bullish one. It just sort of depends on the next couple days and what we see, especially on this weekly. That's given us the strongest information. And as you can see, since we last checked the weekly time frame, price has pushed up even further. So yeah, that's what we'll be expecting. If we can get a volume of around that same candlestick here, which was let me just measure this real quick. So it's around 70.2. Okay, bear with me. So if we get the same sort of rough bullish flip and the same volume as this, we most likely will see a candlestick come to around here, so around the 2842, which will definitely be a new all-time high for gold. So yeah, that's going to be that for our start of week technical analysis. It's quite some clear information, which makes a change for gold. It's nice to see gold moving in a orderly fashion now. Again, if I go to our minute 15, we're sort of seeing some live confirmations as of right now. We are definitely seeing that price that level surpassed. Again, if I go ahead and just mark that in and leave that there, we'll keep this on the lower time frames. We can come back to it on our midweek or our end of week technical analysis, but this is the next move that we're most likely going to see. As you can see, as we are speaking right now, we are seeing that initial break past this level. Again, on the minute 15 as well, this information is strong. You can see that we have a bullish slope here that will most likely continue price onto the 271. We could in fact see price come to this 271 level, test it as a resistance, and then continue looking something like this. We could sort of just see some bounces off of this trend line that we just marked in, with price then pushing on further till we hit that new all-time high. However, I will say this, obviously don't ever take trades based off of the analysis. We are just analysing the data and the candlesticks shown in front of us. Obviously the signals is where it's at. If we see or if we feel a trade bias, definitely just check out our VIP channel, as that's where you'll find our signals. But yeah, this level is definitely going to be rough to pass through. As you can see, if I go back to the minute 5 now, price did break above it, and now we're around halfway through the candlestick, and price is starting to retrace down. So it's going to be a tough move to break past this initial level of around 2764. However, I think it could be possible that it does. But yeah, if the overall bias as of right now, obviously we'll tap back in on the midweek technical analysis and we'll review and go over everything on our end of week. However, the overall bias right now would be for gold to touch a new all-time high. So yeah, but that's going to be that for our start of week technical analysis. I hope you guys have enjoyed. A lot of information in there, and I understand that we had another amazing week. I think we've had roughly it's either 3 or 4 profitable weeks in a row now, which is really good. Just make sure you guys are sticking to that risk management, 1 to 2% max risk per trade, and move your stop loss to entry after take profit one is hit. Remember, these are only recommendations. You can follow our signals however you want. At the end of the day, you are paying for them yourself, so you can take and use any strategy that you would like. But yeah, again, this is going to be our start of week technical analysis. I hope you have all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. We really appreciate the engagement and feedback, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.